Nobody talks about what happens after you get what you wanted. You spend years dreaming about a different life, a quieter life, slower life, maybe a life in Italy. Then one day, you finally get there. You unpack your bags, order your first cappuccino, look around and think, this is it. But then something unexpected happens. You've changed countries and yet somehow you still feel like yourself. The same worries, the same habits, the same insecurities, just in a different language. When I moved to Italy, I wasn't retiring. I wasn't buying a farmhouse in Tuscany. I wasn't arriving with unlimited savings and planning to spend my days drinking wine under olive trees. I came here to build a life. And building a life is very different from taking a vacation. Before Italy, I treated ambition as a virtue. My days were measured by productivity, by deadlines, checklists, by how many things I could get done before going to bed. In fact, when I moved continents, I took 2 days off work. Two, I didn't leave my job behind, I brought it with me. I worked odd hours. I chased goals and I tried to maintain the pace I've always had. But Italy, in the countryside, doesn't negotiate with urgency. The mountains simply don't care about your schedule. The shops close when they close. Seasons move at their own pace. And somewhere along the way, I realized that Italy wasn't asking me to do more. It was asking me to slow down enough to notice. That doesn't mean life suddenly became easy. There were forms, lots of them that I couldn't understand, conversations I couldn't follow, days when simple tasks felt strangely difficult, moments when I missed the comfort of knowing exactly how things worked, moments when I wondered whether I would ever truly belong. Because truth is, moving abroad doesn't just change your address, it changes your identity. Back home, people understand your jokes, your references, your personality, your way of being. Then, one day, you're standing in a country where none of those are guaranteed. And suddenly, even simple conversations require effort. What surprised me the most wasn't the language. Of course, learning the language matters. I mean, if you want to live somewhere, why wouldn't you want to learn how people communicate there? And it wasn't even the bureaucracy. Trust me, Italy has plenty of that. What surprised me was that belonging isn't automatic. You don't belong because you have residency. You don't belong because you've survived paperwork. You don't belong because you're working at a local company. Belonging happens much more slowly. In fact, there is a particular loneliness in living inside a language you haven't earned yet. Not because you can't communicate, but because, in a way, your personality gets trapped behind your vocabulary. Your humor, your warmth, your confidence, your way of reading the room, everything that makes you feel like yourself. Belonging means building those things again, word by word, conversation by conversation, day by day. And honestly, that's harder than most people expect. Italy hasn't always been easy for me. There have been frustrating days, lonely days, days when I even question my decisions. But there have also been moments where I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have experienced it anywhere else. Moments of kindness, moments of community, connection, moments when people who once saw me as a stranger started treating me as a friend. Ariana! Also, fresh food from local farms, mountain air, quiet roads, church bells in the distance. Feeling that life isn't rushing quite so fast. Nobody talks about what happens after you get what you wanted. Because what happens isn't a perfect ending. It's more of a transformation. You arrive thinking that you're just changing your environment. Then one day, you realize that the country has been changing you. If you're dreaming about moving abroad, the question is not whether the country will change you. It will. The real question is whether you're willing to let the experience change you too. Because I came to Italy to build a life, and somewhere along the way, Italy started rebuilding me.